Hello, this is the 2025 LEGO Star Wars Grogu with Hover Pram set. It comes with a minifig version of itself. You got the stand with the printed UCS plaque, a couple of blue macarons there, and a little blue frog friend we'll look at later. I paid $100 US for this. It's 100 euros, 90 pounds UK, or $130 Canadian. Let me try to give you a general idea of its size. So here's a minifig right down at the base. This does have a little stand to keep it off the ground. You can remove Grogu himself as well, and just, relative to the size of normal adult human hands, or maybe large-ish human hands, it has a nice kind of a cradleability to it. This floating cradle thing does. And the build of it is very nice, very egg-shaped, very round, uncharacteristically round for LEGO, even though it uses a whole lot of different techniques to get that shape. It's just, it feels so good. It feels like a child's bicycle helmet in the hand. That's exactly what it's like, and it's very similar to its size as well. And then on the inside, it also is finished off surprisingly well. So let me go ahead and take Grogu out. Let's just focus on the features of the Pram for now. It has that lining on the inside. There are some areas where you see white where you might not want to see it, but just overall, I mean, it was a satisfying build for me, an unusual build. Definitely felt like nothing else that I've built from LEGO. I like these corners especially because you're dealing with flat pieces here, just a little bit of corner, just a little bit of curve at the edge right down here, but ultimately flat pieces that slot in between the most curved parts. These are fully circular curved, and it's a very satisfying final fit down in there. And like I said, the rest of it built differently all over, and yet it all kind of comes together. Now, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do with this other than put Grogu in there. This does not have a second shell section that can come forward. I really wish that it had that, but it just wasn't in the cards for this size of build. But a very nice thing here, this. I should have mentioned at the beginning of the video that there's also the all-important shifter knob accessory for Grogu. You can put anything into the hands that can fit into studs or anti-studs, because it's got little anti-stud fingers there. The build for this was relatively quick, and it is a relatively small version for a large-scale thing. It's relatively small, I suppose you could say, but I like it. I don't know what the scale is really here. This is a scale like maybe half scale, something like that. This has some articulation to it. You've got the ears that can move up and down a little bit, not a lot. Enough to make a difference, but maybe not enough to fully satisfy everyone and your desires for different expressions. You've got a ball joint, a large ball joint for the head to be able to turn the head side to side. You can still kind of rock side to side, go up and down a little bit as well. They didn't set it up to allow the eyes to be rotated easily, but these aren't really representing pupils. These are representing highlights from the environment. So it wouldn't make so much sense for them to rotate. The mouth is not able to open and close. Unfortunately, the cute little nose is pretty perfect. But then the arms are amazing because they've got little remote things on the back. This is so magical because it's just got little gears. I'll show you that in a second, but it just makes it look so so alive. It's like it's puppeteering, I like it. It's the simplest thing. I wish that there was like one more feature that you could operate from the back. It's just these. It's just two little gears. And the ones that you're moving here have some friction adders in them, the friction blue axle pins. They don't look the best on the back, but they don't look that bad. They fit in well enough. And it just connects to another gear of the exact same size, and that's it. So simple and so effective. It's nice. I like it. Again, like I said, I just wish there was one more thing that you could do. Just to, to nod the head forward and back or something. Just one more thing. But it's good enough, and it also works for static posing because, like I said, the friction adders are in there on each side, so this will stay. Not that that's that big of a deal, but it all kind of works together. You don't have to have your hands on for it to give you some value, and there are the little fingertip beans of sorts. Speaking of beans, he's got toes. That's the coolest thing. And this is the opening to allow this to very easily be centered in the Pram. So you don't have to kind of hunt for the spot where it's supposed to go. Once you get the feel for it, you get the feel for it. What I like about this least is the upper lip. It's just so rectangular. I don't know if Lego had a better piece for that. I'm assuming that the designer tried many things. As a matter of fact, multiple designers might have tried multiple things just to see if they could find something that would work better. You know, it's a team effort after all, even though there is a single main physical designer for each set. But I mean, that's the thing that I like the least about it, and it's really not that bad. The eyes are really good. The overall shaping is good. Of the face, the overall shaping of the whole thing is good. It feels like the designer just gets it. At first I thought, well, this is kind of vertical right here with the robe, but it's not. It's appropriate. It's right. That's how it hangs on the puppets, you know? So overall with this, I'm happy also. And then you put the two together, and like I said, you just find the spot, and a handful of studs do hold it in place. Not completely. This can be rocked out. There we go. You can make it get loose, but it's not that big of a deal. I appreciate that it's easy to get it in the first place. I just wish that you could do a little bit more. Yeah, this would have been nice. It's not necessary. The scaling here is definitely not accurate. You have to accept that this is cartoonish. Very cartoonish. You know, the pram itself is too small, much too short as well. Actual Grogu is much, much smaller than you see here. You don't really have an option to lay Grogu down either. You can kind of lean him back a little bit, but it doesn't go very far. You know, trying to put him in catty corner. It's just, you know, not really. It's not really working. Not really working. But otherwise, I think it does a good job for what it is trying to do, which does involve some compromises, but ultimately there's a lot of charm here. Little blue macarons are just this. They have the stud on the top so you can attach it to the inside of the fingers. And then I probably should clarify earlier, I said blue frog friend, but frogs are food, not friends, right? So this is blue frog food, at least Grogu wants it to be food. This has so few pieces, and yet its design, its shape just looks right. It looks like it is suspended mid-jump. Exactly as it should. Got the little mono eye there, and you can actually articulate this. I mean, you can make it look a bit different. Let's see. I think what was the trick? Oh yeah, get these legs down. Then you can make it a little bit more three-dimensional in its pose if you want to. Simple little thing, but good enough, definitely. And again, you can attach this one. I think you can attach here, or you can attach at one of these, or you can rotate this around if you want it to be, you know, attached to the hand, one of the hands of Grogu. It is too bad that this piece that represents the shifter knob looks pretty good from this side, but you have to attach it with the stud, which then exposes this side, which doesn't look so good. You know, there's the part that you have to screw on and everything, but I wish that this was silver and could be displayed in Grogu's hand without showing that. The plaque, I'm afraid, doesn't really reveal any juicy information, but I do appreciate that the designers are going above and beyond their promise with the printing of plaques. They said that they would always do Ultimate Collector Series plaques with prints in the future. This is not an Ultimate Collector Series set officially, and yet they did this as a print, so I have to appreciate that, even though they should always be prints, but still, you know, give them credit where credit is due. And then this little thing here, just the smallest of Prams with a regular minifig scale Grogu in there. That's pretty blocky. I mean, it's trying to be really small, but it's probably trying to be too small. It's like this is intending to be a minifig scaled version of the big Pram, not a minifig scale version of the big Pram set, not a minifig scale version of the actual thing, which would be larger than this relative to Grogu. These are the leftover pieces. The green heart tile is an interesting thing you'll find out about if you build this set yourself. I'm not going to spoil it for you. This did have a sticker sheet, so the decorations that you saw are mostly stickers. And strangely, some parts that should be definitely spares aren't spares. Like there should be extras of the 1x1 tan round plate or stud. I think some of the 1x1 plates, regular square plates, should have spares as well, and this one did not. And that's something I'm seeing more and more frequently these days with stuff that you would expect to be spares for the longest time not being in there. Odd. But then I did get an extra Grogu head. That's a nice score. I appreciate it, but I don't think that was supposed to be in there. Oops. Again, it's $100 US, 100 euros, 90 pounds UK, or $130 Canadian for 1,048 pieces. I think that the price is in the typical range these days for something of this size that's Star Wars also. I personally would prefer to see this at about $80, I think. I mean, even that feels like a lot, but I'm just trying to be reasonable based on how expensive things are these days. Yeah, that's about where I would like to see it. About 20% off would feel much more palatable to me. 100 definitely feels like too much, but it doesn't feel absolutely extortionate just relative to what else is going on in the market. And that's not Lego's fault. That's the fault of people who have a whole lot of money and spend it all the time, because Lego can get these prices for such a thing because there are plenty of people spending that much on those things. So yeah, that's free market forces for you. I personally would recommend waiting for a sale for this if you're interested in it. But if you absolutely love it and you must have it at its retail price, I can't blame you, because I do like it. I do like a lot of things about it. At least at $100, I would be happier if I could close the pram, if I could lean Grogu back, you know, if there's enough articulation, I can lean it back, have him actually laying down in there. And one more function, one more remote function, because those gears on the back are epic. They are just so good. Yeah, it's so much life to this. Just one more thing, even if it's just a stick on the back that's connected to the head and not a geared mechanism, just so I can move the head somehow remotely while also operating the arms. Just, that's a really nice little thing to be able to do puppeteering wise. Makes it feel more real. There's a value to that. Thank you though for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you especially to all of my Patreon members, to the Twitch subscribers, to the JANG channel members, all the folks who were able to join the Discord and also join the Saturday small group chat stream and building and hobbying stream. Appreciate all of you for your extra support, and folks doing the super thanks too, going so far above and beyond. I can only ask that people watch videos that they want to watch. Beyond that, I just can't ask for anything else. But those of you who do go above and beyond, I appreciate you above and beyond, and can't thank you enough. So again, I very much appreciate the support, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.